All right, 16th meeting, I think. Going through the protocol quickly, I record, I lead the meeting, and Ericsson is here today to take meeting notes. Tom, do you want to take meeting notes?
I guess I can do so. Let me hop into it. Ready.
All right. Thanks. Okay, so first things, I just put this on like 10 minutes ago, finding a new time for this meeting. Because Alex, I think it's really early for Alex, and I think Ash here also would like to join the regular meetings.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, and so Alex, what is the earliest time you can like make in general? I mean, now it's like
right now, really is
right now is like
yeah.
Okay, but next week is gonna be winter time, so it would be 1 hour earlier, and so
Oh
that's
wow,
not super great.
that's gonna be rough.
Ash, what about you? What's like an hour later would also be good for you?
Yeah,
or,
an hour later would be better.
or then 2 with winter time taken into account.
I forget when daylight savings even is.
I guess one of the main things, should we currently the meeting is at UTC, which means it doesn't shift around with summer and winter time. I think it should be in like in like CET, like Central European time, but not the summer/winter version. So it shifts with winter and summer because everybody's meetings are in summer and winter time. So this would cause conflicts like every half a year if we didn't do that. So does that sound good to most? Like, let's not use UTC anymore, but CET, I think. That's right. Central European time, yeah.
Yeah.
Robert, Tom, Alex, sound good?
Yeah, sure. I'm not sure. I think I don't know what the time difference is, but I'm sure it'll work out. But it does sound good that there's not I guess that it lines up with the seasons.
Yeah. Okay, so let's use CET then. And time 13 or 14:30 UTC, so like an hour later at least. I'm gonna create a when to meet so we can match calendars and like use those as like parameters or like starting and ending times.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Gonna fill out the notes here a bit. CT, let's use CT and an hour later than the current meeting.
Cool.
At least.
Yeah, that works for me.
Creating when to meet. Okay, so yeah, let's try to do that for next week. Okay. So then the also called packages RC. Let me quickly open the screen share so we can look at it together. Here. There we go. Can you see my screen?
Yep. Nice tree styles.
All right. Yes, but my branch is apparently not protected. Anyway, so this is the RFC here. You might have seen it already. It currently is like in one state where not everything has been like fully figured out. So we have meeting issues here for things we'd like to take a look at. And also purpose. What was that? Oh yeah, this I like this suggestion by Robert. Actually, I think we should go for that actually. But yeah, next steps. So right, a bit of context. We want to focus on one thing in this team, so we don't spread our focus on too many things at once. And this, I think, is a good thing. to focus on. And so, yeah, it's really about figuring out what to do next. And so one of the things, it's kind of hidden in here, matrix discussion points. We had some discussion about sharding. Sharding is when you split split it into multiple directories, like assign a prefix. So instead of packages auto hello, it would be like packages auto R is a special case, but maybe a 2-letter prefix of the package name, and so on. And there's arguments for and against sharding. And one of the things there, I think, just measuring performance for the Git status. It just needs to be done.
I've got my giant repo. You can take that on a test run with. Yeah, I will say like not being able to use the web UI was pretty annoying.
Yeah, did you see the poll I did for that?
No, I don't think I did.
I made a poll on Discord, just going to probe how many people actually use this feature of clicking through to packet
all
event.
the time.
Yeah, and a lot of people said every week.
Every day for me. Sure.
So that would be, you'd be one of the rare everydays here. But yeah, so I think
fuzzy file search mostly.
Yeah, so many people do also use file search. Yes, here also we have the use cases for all of these. We might be able to replace some of these.
Yeah, I do it for my phone a lot, honestly. Like on my box, I'll use, I've got like a checkout, but a lot of the time will be,
Yeah.
Well,
but there's also things like Nixedit, which is nice. In that case, you don't need that anymore, like the clicking through stuff. Or for some people, Nixedit would replace the use case. So yeah, does anybody have any quick like comments there about what should be done here?
Well, we definitely need to get rid of all packages.nix.
Yeah, that's the end goal.
It's so readable though.
Someone asked me about the performance question. I don't recall if we just did a check on this being good, bad, or no difference. Not a GitHub performance, but just like general, just a Nix packages evaluation performance.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Let's
Val.
also go in there. Yeah, right. If we have if we have it split into multiple directories, we need to perform like a lot of directory reads. Whereas if it's a flat directory, we just can do a single one. I think it might not matter that much.
Or...
What?
Would you split the all packages overlay into?
I implemented it already. Like actually here, this is the.
I haven't read it in a while. Let's see.
This might be a silly thing, but does sharding let us do any like parallel shenanigans?
I mean, Nix doesn't support parallel evaluation itself. If it would, then we could probably do a lot more things. Yes.
I mean, like you could make readdir or something do it like that. I don't know, but I guess one potential issue here is when you just like read a file, right? Cool, you just read the file. That's it. Like you're essentially done. You've kind of encoded that directory listing into that file, so it's fast. If readdir, I could imagine readdir might be looking at far more information than just like give me a listing. And so one potential problem is as we go into the lazy trees, it might have to read far more of the index, or it might end up accidentally actually reading far more than we want it to, which then means it would actually negate the whole advantage of the whole lazy trees thing. So it's just kind of like
Hmm.
I want to. I'm cautious of this because, well, I could easily see it going wrong, and it like defeats the purpose.
With sharding or without?
Either.
So,
I think
so I guess just to assemble the attribute set instead of reading a single file, you need to read an entire directory.
and it's possible that like I don't know, like for like I could see something stupid, like let's say readdir goes and looks at the modification time or something, and then the modification time is all throughout the zip file, and so then you have to like essentially read the entire zip file, which negates the whole point of having the random access zip file being used to make it better. So it's like,
Yeah,
did we just shoot ourselves in the foot? Is the concern?
I don't think we need to be too worried about that. It might be good to just like run it once on like the lazy trees, but if lazy trees causes a problem for this kind of thing, then lazy trees has bigger problems, honestly.
Yeah, and I'll say like, I don't know. I think like that's a new feature, and like I expect that it's going to go through a lot of iterations. And I think it's good to keep an eye on it, and we should definitely test it. But like, I wouldn't design something around it because, for all we know, they're going to change the implementation in a few months.
Well, so yes, but I think it's also a matter of it's not just a lazy trees issue. Like it's basically like readdir. The question is like, I haven't actually double checked what readdir actually does, like what syscalls it makes. I think that actually might answer the question, just understanding a better idea of what readdir does.
Yeah.
I mean it's really quick.
In a while. I presume it's not that much. It's probably just tossing the stat into a thing.
Yeah.
Readdir.
So the implementation here is like stupid simple here. This is the entire implementation here.
Yep, there you go.
We had another overlay to the set of overlays. Like this is next to all packages, notably before all packages, so that we can overwrite things in all packages from the autocall package ones. And this is just map address over call package and the readdir.
Looks good to me.
So yeah. Right, and then of course this is of course.
Yep. Yeah. That was what I ran into.
Yeah,
and then you would think that you could use the search, and at least in my case, I could never get it to actually.
It does work. It should work. Not sure why it doesn't work in your case.
So readdir actually stats every single file. So it doesn't just give you the directory listing; it actually stats every file with get file type.
Oh, get file type. Wait, is that a Flake thing?
No, this is a readdir. This is just so when you do readdir, it first reads the directory to get all the entries, and then to figure out whether it's a regular directory or a symlink, it performs a stat on every single file.
We don't.
Are you talking about the system call, or are you talking about the Nix?
The Nix primop.
Got it. Okay.
Readdir does first a read directory, which I presume is just a standard thing. I'm presuming that's just like a get the directory out of the file system, and that's relatively fast. But statting every single file to tell, because the structure readdir returns tells you what kind of file it is, if it's regular, it's a directory, or a symlink, and it doesn't discover that lazily on demand. It discovers it for everything. So we've just perhaps made a stat storm.
Yeah, that seems very not lazy.
Well, it's not lazy at all. Yeah. So just that's like, and maybe it's fine. Like maybe it's not. Like maybe the cost of, I don't know, what is it, like 10,000 stats is acceptable, but I have a feeling that something like that is a problem. Maybe the solution is you make readdir lazy, but this is a concern.
Does this really allocate a new string every time?
And there's a link to the code.
I think like it has to create the entire attribute set in like memory and return that.
Yes. So for every entry, it does a mux string and it allocates for it. So
yeah. Also, the strings aren't even. I guess.
oh, they're not like string tabled for the pointer.
It definitely should be.
Yeah. So this is
Okay, so that's not great, but that would be something we can
crazy
easily
is, like-
optimize.
Yeah, what's
Yeah,
crazy
that
is
seems
mine still
like something we
runs
can
pretty
definitely
quick.
optimize.
Like, and I'm sure like you've run this before, right? It's not that slow, which is weird reading this because when
Yeah,
you look
no,
at that, you're like, wow, this should be way slower.
Yeah, and
well,
I
I
know
presume
that.
the first time it's slow,
Yeah, and
but
the
the
eval
next
cache
time,
hits you.
well, either the eval cache or just the Linux
So-
Oh,
kernel's
maybe.
dead
Yeah.
tree cache probably saves you.
Right.
It makes the syscalls just way faster.
Yeah, we have NPP on Matrix asking if built-in .readdir is compatible with pure flakes. I assume it is. I mean,
It is.
should-
It is, yeah. Which,
I can
yeah,
it
confirm
is.
that.
All right.
just don't use ... outside of your flake.
I believe there is protection in that.
All right.
I don't know if it's
yeah.
still necessary. There was like a 2-string trick that I still have in all of my code. I don't know if it's still necessary.
Yeah, the path weirdness, but that's another discussion.
That's
Okay, but that's really good to know. We can optimize this easily, and I mean, this is all we need, the read directory, really. We don't care about the file types here. Yeah, but Nix doesn't provide just a built-in for reading directory, so we have to use this one. Okay, something else that sprang to mind, but now it left again. Right, the transition I made here doesn't evaluate. I just need to go through that, do this manually, I think, for now. If it's too many things to fix, like I could even like try to evaluate this here and show you quickly what that looks like. Let me open this here. Nixpkgs. Let me check out auto calling. Oh, packages. Okay, auto calling. So if this is the current branch. It has, by the way, this is the script in the git log that I used to do this transition. Super ugly, like rip, grep, and set and stuff. But yeah, if we try to evaluate this here, let's instantiate hello. It's just gonna fail for things like this, where roll.bash, now it's the kind of backtracking of like, where does it come from? Oh, all of these have references to something in, I don't even know what this is, and then like figuring out roll.bash. Well, that's still in the
maybe
old
we
place.
should also do something about the relative paths in Nixpkgs, making it impossible to move stuff around.
Like, I mean, like these things.
Yeah.
You
Like,
could refer to
can we
like
have
repo
like
top or...
can we have like repository relative paths or something?
Oh, interesting idea. Yeah. So where we could like pass in like the root. I mean, Nixpkgs has that as well. Where, or no, just like packages.path. Also, yeah, packages.path. Like you could just take path as an argument in here, and then do path plus foo bar bas. That would actually work.
I don't like it. I'm sorry. I think
Like
we
this you don't like?
in the AST, and those we know for sure exactly what they mean. So we just use that. If we start to do this complicated stuff, combining paths for no good reason, that just complicates the code and makes it harder to write tooling that actually does the right thing.
Yeah, and so we Right, we could write tooling to do that automatically. It's just a bit, I mean, it takes time to write the tooling, but the tooling can automate all of this. So it's this kind of transition isn't really needed.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
think if
also
we
like,
have something reasonably ergonomic, it'll be nice to have something where files can be moved around without having to like manually go in or automatically even go in and edit the paths, just because there's
Yeah.
a different amount of dots.
Yeah, and if you want to automate it, you can't have passing strings basically. That's just not possible. So you really want to do this at like the RNix level, and it's actually easy there because you have the AST and the path values are easy to identify.
Yeah. Well, easy, you still need to figure out how to exactly update these. It's not trivial, but it can be done, yes.
In a post Flakes world, could we have like repository relative paths? Because like I think that regular Nix doesn't have a concept of like a repository, but Flakes does.
I
And we could have it
maybe
built into
I,
the
I feel
language,
like
maybe.
we're that this
Yeah,
would be a
sorry,
bit
that's
off topic though.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's an idea, yes. But yeah, relative paths for now. Okay, so and I did have the idea to create this tooling. We discussed this at Nixpkgs that let's just try to not have to write tooling for this. Let's just try to get kind of a how many manual cases are there? Could I write like a set script to replace? Honestly, I'm not sure if I can. These kind of references are really tricky and maybe it works. Yeah, just kind of try to hack it around it, see if that works. Try to manually fix some things. At first, we can still write better tooling later, if we realize it takes too long because Nixpkgs is really big. So I think that's good. So I think really the next step is to just do that. And I'm going to try to also. So that's the thing. I'm not sure how much time I can spend on this. I guess I'll try. But I said I've been trying for like weeks and I haven't really done more on this. But who would be willing to help with this? Like, I don't know, some pair programming. I don't know, Alex, would you want to like go in there, have a call at like?
I could potentially sit in. I don't know if I would be able to help because I haven't really worked with Nixpkgs much.
Yeah. But yeah, we talked about this like a couple of weeks ago, where I could just announce like I'm coding something and like share like a meeting link where people can join in.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess I'll just ping a bunch of people if I do that.
Yeah,
but also
this is the kind of the send script you wrote earlier looked like this is the type of thing that I do when I've got a thing like this. It's like, all right, time to break out send. This is gonna be ugly, but it's gonna be done.
Yes. I'm really loving this one here.
Oh yes. What is -z? Not to get off track, but
use a null to delimit lines, so to say, which then allows
that lets you do
lines.
new lines.
Yes, this replaces 3 new lines with 2 new lines. Does it 10 times.
Game changer.
Yes. But yeah, so do we have any other next steps? Does anybody want to work on something else? Anybody have time to do some performance measurements? Fine if you don't, but would be appreciated.
Yeah, if you've got a particular like commit you want me to like point at, and I could just run just get some metrics going just to see like what is the cost, and then we actually know. So I've got various kind of I can just test either local, I can test container, I can test on a few like other architectures to see if that's an issue or OS X. I mean, I don't know, maybe the the Linux cache works worse or better than on Macs. I don't know, or maybe there's file system differences, right? ZFS, XFS. I want to kind of like run through a few different things here because
Okay, that's
I don't want us
awesome.
to like do a regression, but yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, so you can test performance on various platforms and file systems, etc.
And Nix versions. That's the other thing. One, not everyone is on the most up to date, and then also not everyone is testing on the yet to be released code.
Yeah. Okay, that's awesome. Thanks. Well, for now, since we don't have the actual evaluation working, I guess we're kind of blocked on that. Although you do you only want to test next stuff for now? Because Git measurements we could already perform because we already have a tree that is more or less how it would look like. Well, only the non-prefixed versions. Like this has just auto-inherent.
Yeah, I'll whatever I can, I'll give it a go.
All right. Sounds good. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna just.
That's a nice looking directory
And
listing.
apologies, but I got a RFC steering committee to go for.
Oh yeah, but yeah, sounds good. See ya.
Cheerio.
See ya.
But okay, that's great. I'll just link. Well, Tom should have the link already. But yeah, I'm gonna keep it in here. Can test performance. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I think that's about good for now. Anybody have any other thing they want to talk about for this RFC in particular, this RFC draft? All right. Yeah, so that looks good then. I think let's end the meeting here.
Mhm.
All right. So yeah, have a nice rest of the week, and see you again next week.
Sounds good.
See ya.
Likewise, see ya.
Later.
All right.